everybody in another episode of Survival Zone 101. Today we are going to talk about reaction of organism for stress. So this mechanism of stress is made by nature, and we have it from our grandparents from the prehistory time, when we were living in caves, in some bushes, and we had to protect ourselves from lots of animals and other dangers. So this process of stress is giving us a reaction mostly by making us having lots of hormones like cortisol, adrenaline and insulin. Our organism is producing lots of those hormones when we are stressed, and it has significant effects on our body. First effect is that we are having our receptors working on a higher level. That means mostly those which are responsible for looking for our sight and for our hear, and also smelling some smells. So those three kinds of receptors are working at the highest possible level in some stress situation, so we can find out where the danger is. Our organism is also giving out lots of sugars and fats, so it can provide some food for our muscles and brain to our reaction be faster, and to we actually be able to take some really sometimes hardcore actions. Third thing is that our breath is much faster. The reason for that is that our organism is giving us much more air as we are breathing faster, so there will be much more air in our blood. And when it comes to blood, the next sign of stress is that our heart rate and blood pressure are actually growing up, and sometimes in very high levels. The reason is that our heart is pumping lots of blood under high pressure just to give our brain and muscles more well supported in air blood. So now also our heart rate and pressure are growing. The reason is that our heart wants to provide our whole organism with more blood that has more air inside because of higher breathing rate. So that's the reason why it's doing it, and why it's giving us higher blood pressure and higher and faster heart rate. Also, blood is going. Also, our veins everywhere else than our guts are getting wider. The reason for that is that they are providing more blood for our muscles, while our guts are not that necessary for working while in some very stressful situation. Also, our skeletal muscles are much more tensed and flexed. The reason is it gives us more speed and faster reaction time. That's why our movements are more rapid and sharper. Also, level of coagulation substances in our organism are growing up. Reason is very simple. Those substances cause they are clogging our wounds. So our organism is already predicting that if we will get hurt, if we will get injured, then the blood loss will be way smaller if we wouldn't have those substances in such high level in our organism. Next thing is higher resistance for cold and pain. The reason is that, of course, our brain is shutting down those ability of feeling cold or pain, and many people during high stress had, for example, broken leg and they are still walking, which is impossible if they wouldn't be that stressed. Similar example was with my grandmom, who fell down and she broke her right hand in elbow and left hand in wrist, and she came back home and she was still like normally functioning. She started to feel pain, but that was similar reaction of her organism because she was highly stressed. And last sign of reaction of our organism for high stress level is also that we are very often sweating a lot. The reason is very simple as well. It's thermal regulation. Our organism is removing heat from our bodies, so it definitely will function, will have better functioning. And in many animals, but also between some people, they are also having some vomiting effects, or also their bowels are weakening. They are, someone may pee oneself, and just also defecation may appear. Scientists say that this is a reaction of organism that has to remove that ballast and remove that additional weight, so it will be simply lighter and will be moving and reacting faster. Now time for some examples of how stress and high levels of hormones like adrenaline may work. The best example is that people are able to lift, for example, a helicopter to rescue their friend. And maybe more real life situation, there's a story from my country where someone was in an accident and with cars and trucks, and people who saw it didn't react. They had that reaction of moving away, of leaving the whole situation, and those who were in that accident actually helped someone, and they pulled it out together with those truck drivers. He pulled out and opened the door of crashed car. It was Deu Matis, and it wasn't like big car, so it probably was in very bad. It was really bad crashed, and it was in bad state. And just because they knew what to do, how to help someone who is injured in accident, and they had higher level of stress, they were able to react. And that high level of stress allowed them to have so much power that they were able to just break those doors and pull that person out. So stress, which can be ended with escape or fight, may lead to blood circulation problems, and we shouldn't fight it. We should just do some physical activity or something else that will allow us to get rid of it. You can't fight, for example, with your teacher or boss at work. So that's kind of stress where it's not finished with escaping or fighting. We are taught in the society to stay passive during a situation of stress. The reason for feeling helpless is that we are actually learned being helpless from people around us, by parents, by school, by other persons as well, by other people, and this is wrong, because during we are stressed, we are at our peak ability of doing our thing we should do. Only police, army or firefighters and others in such kind are taught how to react and work during a stress situation, and this is what we should learn as well, because this allows us to survive in many situations and do our job the best we can. Okay, so this is about reaction of organism for stress. In the next episode I'm going to talk about stress, eustress and distress. We are going to make a close-up to this. And that's it for now. Don't forget to comment, subscribe and rate so I can get a feedback, and check out my Facebook fan page. The link is in the description. I hope that this video was helpful for you, that you learned a lot from it. So yeah, that's it. Take care, have an awesome day. Bye.